$8 billion. Not lost in a market crash, not wiped out by a recession, stolen. One customer withdrawal at a time, while the man in charge posted memes on Twitter. That is what happened to FTX. And by the time most people understood what they were looking at, the money was already gone. This is the autopsy. In 2019, a 27-year-old named Sam Bankman-Fried, people called him SBF, co-founded a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. On the surface, FTX looked like one of the most legitimate operations in a space that was not known for legitimacy. It had sponsorships. It had a naming deal on an NBA arena in Miami. It had celebrity endorsements from athletes and actors who told millions of people that this was the future of finance. SBF himself became the face of a movement called effective altruism. The idea that you earn as much money as possible so you can give it all away and do maximum good in the world. He wore rumpled shorts and a t-shirt to congressional hearings. He slept on a beanbag in his office. He was worth, on paper, somewhere around $26 billion at his peak. He was on the cover of magazines. He was the golden boy. But underneath the arena deal and the celebrity ads and the messy hair, something was structurally wrong, and it had been wrong from nearly the beginning. Here is the mechanism, explained as simply as it can be. When you put money into a crypto exchange, you expect it to sit there, in your account, waiting for you to take it back. That is the basic promise. FTX had a sister company called Alameda Research, a trading firm also run by SBF and his inner circle. According to prosecutors and the evidence presented at trial, Alameda was given access to customer funds held at FTX. Funds that did not belong to Alameda, funds that did not belong to SBF, funds that belonged to ordinary people who thought they were simply storing value on a platform they trusted. Alameda allegedly used those customer funds to make high-risk bets in the crypto market, to buy real estate in the Bahamas, to make political donations, and to prop up its own collapsing balance sheet. The hole this created was not discovered all at once. It grew in the dark, covered by accounting that regulators would later describe as a complete failure of corporate controls. There were no proper books. Key financial decisions were made over encrypted chat apps. The paperwork that should have shown the gap simply did not exist. As long as the market was rising and customers were not all trying to withdraw at the same time, the gap stayed hidden. Then came November 2022. A journalist published details from Alameda's balance sheet, and what it showed stopped people cold. A massive portion of Alameda's assets were held in FTT, a token that FTX itself had created and essentially controlled. In plain terms, the firm was holding its own made-up money as its primary asset. It was a house built on a foundation made of the same house. Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, FTX's largest rival, announced publicly that he was selling his firm's holdings of FTT. That single announcement triggered a bank run. Within 48 hours, customers tried to pull approximately $6 billion off the FTX platform. FTX could not pay. The withdrawals froze. SBF reached out publicly, posting that assets were fine, that everything was fine, that there was no need to worry. Behind the scenes, he was frantically texting anyone who might provide emergency funding. He went back to Binance, and Binance signed a non-binding letter of intent to acquire FTX and bail out the platform. The relief lasted less than 24 hours. Binance's due diligence team looked at the actual books, what books existed, and walked away. The statement they released said the issues were beyond their ability to help. On November 11, 2022, FTX filed for bankruptcy. SBF resigned as CEO. A restructuring expert named John Ray, who had previously handled the Enron bankruptcy, took over. Ray's first public filing was blunt. He said he had never, in his career, seen such a complete failure of corporate controls. He said he did not trust a single piece of financial information provided by the previous management. He described a company where a small group of individuals exercised essentially unchecked authority over billions of dollars of other people's money, operating on a system that amounted to personal fiefdom. In December 2022, SBF was arrested in the Bahamas and extradited to the United States. His trial began in October 2023. Over the course of roughly a month, the jury heard from former colleagues who had taken plea deals and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. They described a system that was not an accident, not a rounding error, not the result of a volatile market. They described decisions, deliberate decisions, to take customer money and use it for purposes those customers never authorized and never knew about. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. 4 hours to reach a verdict on a case involving $8 billion. Sam Bankman-Fried was found guilty on all 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy on November 2, 2023. In March 2024, he was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. He was 32 years old. The bankruptcy estate has spent the years since trying to recover assets, real estate, investments, political donations that recipients scrambled to return. Some customers have been told they may recover significant portions of what they lost, denominated in the dollar values of November 2022, which means those who held crypto that later rose substantially will not see those gains. The money that was spent is gone. The bets that lost are gone. The houses are being sold. The arena still has a different name now. This is what money looks like when the controls fail, not a slow erosion, not a gradual decline, but a single week in November, and $8 billion ceased to exist for the people it belonged to. The lesson the autopsy leaves behind is not about cryptocurrency specifically. It is about the oldest danger in finance. When the person holding your money decides, for whatever reason, that the money is also their money. Every major fraud in history follows this same anatomy: trust extended, oversight absent, and a gap that grows in the dark until there is no hiding it anymore. The only protection that has ever worked is the same one that worked before there were computers or crypto or arena naming rights. Ask where the money actually is, demand to see it proven, and treat any answer that cannot be verified as no answer at all.